Good morning, everyone. April Duper here. Another installment of Wellness Wednesday. I am with fitness and nutrition expert Mackie Showstone. We are showing you several weeks of exercises. We're going to talk about asset management this morning. Tell us a little bit more about that. We got a mat, we have a weight. What are we doing right now?
Well, I say asset management because the idea that when you put in a corrective exercise, prescriptive exercise, performance exercise, it's like a balance sheet in a business, asset and liabilities. You take that player, any of one of the Saints players, they're a great asset on the team.
Sure.
But to the chief financial officer, they're a liability.
Oh, Lord.
Because it's their salary. So
right.
what they pay them. And if they get hurt, if the player's on the sideline, that's a problem because they're paying out a lot of money for non-performance.
Yeah.
So what I'm talking about is we're going to show you what's called a kneeling half chop.
Okay, great.
And I'm going to do it with or without a weight. And I'm then going to stretch the issue that I talked about with April last week, the idea of this hip flexor. If we lock it out, I'm going to get back pain. I spent 10 years designing plans for the St. Louis Blues hockey team. And when these skaters are skating and they lock in the hip flexor, you're going to get low back pain. So we're going to counterbalance. So notice what I'm going to do. I'm going to get down in a half kneeling position.
Okay.
All right. Now notice I've offset a little bit. Notice I'm not like this where I'm unstable. I have offset knee here and toe pointing. Notice I'm at 90 degrees, all right? And I want to open this because this is my rotational plane. I wouldn't be doing it this side because I'd be coming across my knee stopping me.
Gotcha.
So what I'm literally looking to do here without the weight is grab my hand and literally chop and back.
Okay.
Chop and back. Chop and back. And actually this is a lift and a chop and a lift in reverse. So when I take the weight, notice what I'm going to do, all right? Now, I'm going to grab this thing, and I'm going to point with the head coming at you.
Okay.
Notice I'm going to come up and back. Now, I don't need to come over because I could be thrown off balance. And I might even put a towel under my knee.
Yeah.
So notice I'm down low, swing up, hold, decelerate. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the key.
Okay.
Accelerate up. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Ease down.
Now notice when I came up to this point, palm down. Notice when I came up, I came to this point. Notice I'm not coming back here.
And what's the reason for that?
Because there's no reason to impinge the shoulder on the backside into the supraspinatus tendon.
Gotcha.
So notice up to right above parallel, throw it up, back. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, inhale. Now, I put that down. Notice what I'm going to do. I'm going to lean in and stretch. I'm going to counterbalance by pressing here to keep me back because I don't want to, if I do this, I don't get it. In other words, I really want to make sure that I feel it right here.
Okay.
So I'm going to stretch out like I was. I'm going to lean in and I'm going to stretch. I'll feel it on the buttocks here. That was part of what we showed you 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. Back here, right here, and stretch in.
Awesome.
Then I would come to the other side. I'd get supported. I'd come here, up, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Perfect.
1, 2,
how many of these, because we're running out of time, how many of these should we focus on doing? Is it more about reps versus time? What would you suggest?
I would do 10 on each side and stretch the hip flexor in between each 10.
Makes sense.
So 10 chops, stretch, 10 chops, stretch.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much. Very valuable information. Even if you're not an athlete, it definitely is an area that we all get a lot of tension in. So thank you so much for joining us for this week. You can find all of this information at maxwellnutrition.com and definitely visit www.tv.com and click on the Health tab. We'll see you next week.